during the pandemic was just doing kind of some odd work and stuff like that. I've always kind of had my own business, and I didn't at the time. A bit of a serial entrepreneur, whether it's my business or just helping a startup get going or whatever the case may be. So I wasn't doing anything, and I decided I was going to build a grow bed in my backyard, a raised flood and drain grow bed with my koi pond. I've got a little koi pond in the back.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like researching plumbing, bell siphons, figuring out how all this kind of fun stuff worked. And my neighbor across the street came over because I was piddling around in my garage. He's like, "What are you doing?" So I told him. He said, "Well, so you bought a kit or whatever?" It's like, "No, I'm, cutting the PVC. I'm doing it myself. It's pretty simple and, basic." And my neighbor turned out was the CEO at the time for Immersion. Literally still lives right across the street from me. And so I came to work for them doing business development, VP of business development for them for not too long, really about 9 months or so. And then went out on my own. I realized Immersion's really cool. It's still what kind of brought me into this space. They had just closed a big deal, and they were rolling that out. So I learned kind of the pros and cons of, an immersion setup, and especially at scale. And then I managed to add about another, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 megawatts to their business. And then went out on my own because realized a lot of people in the space, Bitcoin was at the height. So there was a lot of people coming into the space that wanted to get into this, but didn't have a clue. They had money and they had time and they had resources, but they didn't know how to do this. And I'm not, by no means am I a mining operational expert all the way across the board, right? But I know how to find the people that are. I know
people in this industry have only been doing this for about 10 years maximum, right? And most people in this industry only have a few years of experience. So yeah, it takes all types.
Yep. In fact, I think I was thinking about that earlier, specifically for this. I was just thinking, if there's one thing we can do, we need to keep in mind as an industry as a whole, right, is that everybody's new. Even the ones that have been in it for 10 years, this industry is moving so quickly and growing so quickly. We just need to bear that in mind, right? So there's people that have, may make some bad decisions or make some mistakes or whatever. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? Try to be logical about it, because you never know. I mean, I'm talking